What is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Steelers Crazy. I am JY. This is Michael Nicastro. And again, the NFL Combine is here. The NFL Draft is approaching. And we got a sleeper guy right here. Our guy, Joey Fisher. We're going to talk to him, another draft profile. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's not the off season because we're going all year round. Go ahead, Sammy. Play that thing.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Steelers Crazy.
Harris Smith shields. Flacco. Polamalu takes it home. Super Bowl 43. Pittsburgh might be bound for that thanks to number 43.
The sickest Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. Sports entertainment like no other. It's gonna be sick.
How you been, man? I know you got a big week ahead of you.
Yeah, I just got some good news. I'm gonna hold off on it and just working hard, man, and just excited to be attending the NFL Combine. Excited to talk to this young man, a PSAC guy. I know you went to IUP.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So I know you're excited about this, and I was just watching film and just a really good guy. So I think we can bring him in.
Joey Fisher, Shepherd's very own. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good. Appreciate you joining us. And Jordan mentioned it, man, a PSAC guy. Of course, I love that. I used to call a bunch of IUP football games. I know you guys have probably beaten up on IUP recently because you guys have been in some playoffs and some semifinals over there in D2. Listen, man, you guys get all that small school talk from calling IUP games. You guys aren't a small school, man. You produce some athletes. Like, come on, does that kind of get old? Like, hey, you're from this little school. Is this game gonna translate?
Right, definitely. No, I mean, like I said, Shepherd's got some dogs. Be able to go back-to-back years, making a Final Four. It's definitely big. Sadly, we ended up coming up short last 2 years, but I mean, we got guys, both sides of the ball that are just straight dogs.
6'5", almost 330. He's played a lot of right tackle. We're happy to have him on here. Steelers Crazy Sick Podcast. Listen, man, let's talk about a couple things you did recently. Went to the NFLPA game that week. Did really well. Got that Senior Bowl invite. I know you were injured and you didn't end up playing in that Senior Bowl, correct? But that experience still had to be wonderful for you.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. To be able to come out and, like I said, prove, that D2 tag wrong. To say, hey, listen, I'm here. I can compete with the guys at the FBS level. The guys that are following the same dream as me, be able to make the next level. So to be able to come out and get the opportunity to display my talents at the PA game and, get the call up from Nagy is also a great experience and a great honor. And just to be able to go there and, experience what I experienced for the days I was there was definitely big as well.
Gordon mentioned it. He's off to the Combine this week. I'm just gonna throw it out there, keep it real. We think it's bullshit that you're not. Is it something where you felt a little bit disrespected? I mean, listen, we read the draft profiles. We see the mock drafts. You're a guy that clearly is projected to be taken at some point. You have a bit of a chip on your shoulder because of that? You've been thinking about it a lot?
Yeah. I'm not one of them guys that get too upset over stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, I mean, in the end, man, numbers going to be numbers, whether that be at the Combine, at the Pro Day. I plan to come out and, I'm looking up to over the 40-plus range on the bench press and looking at that sub-5 40. So hopefully to come out of my Pro Day and be able to dominate and say, hey, listen, you lost some talent on that Combine list getting the snub. But I mean, give you a little bit of extra fuel to come out and train harder, over these next couple of weeks.
Wow, I like that. Under a 5. Let's see you get to that 4.3 range out
Definitely.
there. Put your tight end or receiver. You're benching 500 pounds? I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm close. Yeah, I was close to 500 pounds in the spring, and after some talks. So, I have to talk to the strength coach. I had to dial it back just to prevent some injuries and stuff like that. Kind of focus more on 225 and staying in that little around that area.
Nice, man. I'm going to read you a quote from one of my favorite writers over at NFL.com, Lance Erline. He was talking about you. He said he won't be at the Combine, but you should get to know Shepherd offensive lineman Joey Fisher. He's making a big jump in competition, but I see him as a future NFL starter at guard. You play tackle most of the time. How do you feel about versatility on the offensive line? Are you just going to kind of, do what's called upon you?
Yeah. So, like I said, started back in high school. I mean, I played all 5 back in high school. O-line and D-line, and then I was even a center my senior year. So I've been, kind of snapping and stuff like that. At Shepherd, I didn't need to play On the inside. I felt like, Shepard kind of valued them tackles to be, hey, we need to have them dogs on the outside, to lock that pocket up. So be able to play both, all 5 positions is something I've been working on. The PA game kind of rotating in a little bit of guard and filling that guard spot. So I'm definitely up for the challenge, when it comes to playing inside as well.
JY, jump in. I know I might have stole one of your favorite questions over there, but
no, I got a few. So, what NFL player, did you kind of like model after, like growing up, like even in your college years? Was there like someone that you like kind of like tried to find? Hey, like this is how I want to play the game.
Yeah. So originally, I was originally defensive end. Coming out. So of course,
wow.
Yeah. So actually coming out, I was actually a defensive end from high school. Of course, BB from Maryland. I don't want to say it on this podcast, but I was a Baltimore fan growing up.
No. It's all right. I respected rivalry.
Yeah. So I was a Baltimore fan growing up. So watching like the Ray Lewis guys, just watching Ray Lewis, his dominance, his mindset is just something I try to model myself after from the physical standpoint. And then making that transition over to the offensive line, a guy I watched was Joe Thomas. Seeing how technical he is, being 6'6", being the lowest guy off the line of scrimmage. At the snap. And then somebody that, I model my game after now that actually is current player, be Trent Williams. A guy that's just huge, physical, dominant, mauler. Something I pride myself on is my run game and being physical and playing to the, end of that whistle. So that guy is, somebody I look up to.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you played college ball in West Virginia. What do you know about the Pittsburgh Steelers? I mean, they're not too far. I know you just told me you were a Ravens fan growing up, so I'm going to forgive you for that just because I want you to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Right.
But what do you know about the organization? The standard is the standard. I know I was looking at your Instagram profile. I seen that you actually attended a Steeler game. I think you were wearing a Steelers jersey.
I didn't have the Steelers jersey on. No, I mean, I'm actually pretty fond of the city. Me and my fiance have taken multiple trips to the city. What happened was, I think last year or 2021, we were supposed to go to the zoo, didn't go to the zoo, and they actually had the training camp open. So I got to go in there, watch the guys on offenses, run their stuff, how they do it at the training camp at the next level. So that was pretty big. And of course, being from Baltimore, always watching them games where, each team is hard-nosed football. They're going to play physical. They're going to play to the end of the whistle, and they're going to give it the best they got. So being able to see that, that mentality and that standpoint for the team being disciplined is, very well and stuff like that, well coached is definitely a great, NFL team, and it shows throughout the past, with them being dominant for so many years.
Yeah. So have you had a chance to interact with any of the players, the coaches? Have they shown any interest? I know that you weren't able to play in the Senior Bowl, but I'm sure you were there networking and, coaches and stuff like that. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it was actually great. The Senior Bowl and the PA game was nice to be able to come out and talk to all 32 teams, have great talks with all 32 teams. And then, going to the Senior Bowl, being able to have the GMs there, Mike Tomlin there, being able to just be able to, have around and kind of mingle and talk and feel out each other. And, how we are as a football player, who we are as a person. And like I said, kind of build that connection, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. So one more thing before I throw it off the mic, I'm a big gym guy and a health guru. What is like, preparing, yourself to become an NFL player? I know that you got drafted, I think the USFL, I seen that. So just wanted to congratulate you on that. Obviously I can see you in the NFL. Hopefully in black and gold, but just tell us about like your daily regimen, like, because, I always like look up to, I know you're chasing the dream right now, but like, just tell us what like a day in the life is kind of like workout wise for you right now.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, I do appreciate that. It was an honor to be able to get drafted to USFL.
Yeah.
But so right now I'm down at Fort Myers, Florida, training at X3 Performance. Right now they got me on the early shift. I'm waking up around 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Drinking a protein shake, getting to the facility. Breakfast starts around 6:30. Anywhere from 6 to up to 6:45. 6:45 when we start to kind of warm up. So the earlier you get to the facility, the earlier you can eat, kind of get your stomach adjusted and all that stuff, kind of get warmed up. 6:45 to 7:45, we're doing our right now we're doing our speed training, kind of doing our change of direction training, stuff like that. Then after that we have recovery. So you can get a protein shake and you can go through the cold tub, hot sauna, all that stuff. So that's where I kind of get a little bit of my rehab in. And then a little bit later in the day, we end up starting weightlifting. So, we'll come in, do our gym session, be able to move the weights around, have lunch. And then, you can either stay at the facility, eat dinner, or take it home with you. And then after that, you're kind of just relaxing. Guys like me, I actually got another gym membership, when I was down here, get the extra work in, and just be able, like I said, just be able to stay active, enjoy this process, and don't take it for granted.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I'm gonna throw it back over to Mike.
I got to know about the calorie count. Like, what number are you trying to hit each day?
It's up there. It's up there. If I had to give you a rough estimate, definitely be above probably that minimum 3,000 plus, I would say.
Wow.
Definitely. Like
you're burning so much too, so you have to
carb load. Like, I mean, is it like eggs and toast?
Yeah, it's mostly eggs, protein pancakes, potato, carbs, stuff like that. Just be able to get the right fuel in our body we need to process throughout the day with maintaining our weight and stuff like that. So definitely big on the protein intake as well.
Tell me about your quarterback a little bit, man, over there at Shepherd. I know this dude is an absolute beast. What was it like to protect for him and kind of, have perspective on what it'll be like to play with guys who have the mentality of an NFL quarterback, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was a great guy. Obviously in my eyes as a field general, as one of the guys that's always watching film, always knowing, hey, what we're going to do, everyone positioned from left to right, receivers, linemen, running backs. That's what makes him so great. He has to, to be at this level, to be able to proceed with this and advance like he's advancing. I'm getting ready to see him at the combine this week as well, which should be big. It was great. It was a great block from that guy. I mean, like I said, O-line's one of the positions that kind of go underappreciated. You only hear your name called when it's a holding penalty or unsportsmanlike, something like that. So, he was always the positive in the backfield. We throw a long pass, he smack you on the butt, say, hey, let's go get up to the line, but hey, great block. And the same thing in the run game. Being able to protect him and let him do his thing back there, which definitely helped out in our success over the last couple of seasons with him at quarterback.
Shepherd going to be really well represented in the NFL draft this year.
They probably already started building the statue, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
We
we also have a running back. He played at the PA game too with us, Ronnie Brown. He's one of the. I feel like he's one of them sleepers as well, who's going to be able to come out and kill it during this pro day. And I know he's been great at the special teams positions. Running back, being able to be playing in the slot. So I like to see how he turns out as well.
All right, we like to have a little fun around here, of course. We do our research. I was jumping on the Shepherd bio. They ask you, of course, some crazy questions, not just football related. We got favorite TV shows, favorite movies up in here. I'm here in The Office and Step Brothers. First of all, is that still kind of where you're rocking?
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. I'll be honest with you. I was kind of sad to see it go off Netflix. I had to buy that Peacock Premium, and it's something I go to sleep to every night. I used to sleep with the TV on, so that's something I just kick back with, relax, and get my downtime in and hit. That's something I fall asleep to every night.
All right, I had to ask you, what do you think about Will Ferrell's part in The Office? Like, were you vibing with D'Angelo Vickers? It was an interesting little vibe that was not like typical Will Ferrell, I feel like.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward. I felt like it wasn't in his realm. I felt like he kind of stepped out of his bubble to kind of fill that role in there. But you're definitely not the same Will Ferrell I'm used to, going through all his movies.
We're hanging out with Joey Fisher here on the Sick Podcast. Steelers, a crazy part of our NFL draft series. All right, let's get you out of here on this, man. We already just got a little bit of, your life, not just on the field, but off the field. Give us one thing people don't know about Joey Fisher.
For the old heads, I'm a big R&B fan. Boys to Men, Drew Hill. I actually saw Boys to Men in concert right before COVID up in Philadelphia. So that was definitely a cool experience to see them guys perform. Even at their age they're at now, they still killed it. So definitely a big R&B fan.
You gonna sing "End of the Road" for us?
No, I haven't warmed up the vocals much. Put me on the spot there. I ain't warmed up yet. Maybe if you give me another time, I will.
You're gonna need that voice, I'm sure, for the pro day interviews. Regardless, follow him at Joey Fisher 76. When's the pro day? Late March?
So we get March 28th will be the pro day.
Good stuff. Best of luck from both of us, all of us here at Steeler Nation, man. We always root for our guys, whether they end up in Pittsburgh or somewhere else. Always part of our family from now on, that's for sure, man. And got to root for my PSAC guys, as we like to call anybody that doesn't know. I'm saying some weird things right now on air. But the PSAC conference, of course, bringing a lot of talent to every league, not just the NFL. Joey, it's been a pleasure, man. Good luck. We can't wait to watch your journey.
Thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Peace, man.
Thank you.
Well, continues over here, man. We've had some great prospects on so far. Can't wait to see all these guys get drafted. If you've missed any in the past, check out Washington State linebacker Dan Henley. Obviously, Chattanooga guard we had, really exciting, McClendon Curtis. And check out the Combine this week. Jordan York is going to be there. I just dropped my mock draft over on yinzercrazy.com shortly to come over here as well. So many draft-related things right now, man. Like you said, it's incredible how popular and in demand this has become. It's an event in itself. It's like the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, that's what I think I've seen it on Twitter. Someone saying like there's really no off season in NFL football. It's just one thing after another, and there's just so much storyline. And I think that the draft is just such a pivotal, especially for the Steelers. I mean, Kevin Colbert, I'm sure he has some part, but this is Omar Khan's game right now. So I think the Steelers are definitely going to shake it up this year, and I hope that they do take an offensive lineman. Some of the guys that we had on our show, Joey. I'm just really excited for the future. Kenny Pickett, people can say what they want, but Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, and I think that Kenny Pickett's a hell of a lot better than Trent Dilfer. I'll just put that out there. So, yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited. This will be my first time. I mean, I've been to events, but going to the NFL Combine with the Sick podcast, it's going to be crazy. We're going to be doing so much. We're going to be calling you, bringing you in. So just make sure that you follow all of our socials, and we'll be there all weekend.
Tell you what, I would love to go as well, but I'm going to be behind me. I don't know. You can't see it right now, but the Pirates game is on behind me. I'll be in Bradenton a little bit coming up for some Bucco spring training. I'm really, really excited about that as well, because they're obviously noteworthy right now. Kutch is back. Brian Reynolds talk, this infusion of youth with guys like O'Neal Cruz that everybody's excited about. Can't wait to go ahead and check them out in person as well. So,
yeah, well, I think it's time to do our sick picks. So, Sammy, go ahead and play it.
It's time for Sick Picks, brought to you by MyBookie.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to talk about my bets because the Penguins got spanked in play. But the Bulls did win. My Bulls won, and I think my other game lost. I forget what it was. But just make sure you can cash in, cash out with MyBookie anytime. Use our code SICKPICKS. I know it's illegal in Florida, so our Florida fans out there, just make sure that you use our code, put some money in your pocket. And, I think you can own a kangaroo in Florida, but you can't make a legal sports bet. That is baffling.
You could do a lot of weird things in Florida. I can speak to that for sure. A lot crazier things than placing a $15 wager on an NC State basketball game or whatever it may be, man. I was terrible in my picks last week. I had people hitting me up, calling me out, because I gave those picks with confidence. I went 1-4 in 5 college. I'm sorry, 1-3. I had a push in there in 5 college basketball games. So today, I'll go through it quickly again here. I think there's 3 noteworthy college basketball games on tonight. I did check out the spreads.
Pitt is also in the top 25 now.
Pitt isn't finally?
Yeah, finally. But they used their 25, but they used the old logo.
Yeah, but still, shit, what took them so long? Oh, my gosh. I could go on a complete tangent about college basketball right now. It's absolutely unbelievable.
We'll save it for March Madness.
Net ranking, too much of a Ken Palm thrown in there at this point. Sometimes at the end of the day, common sense factors in. They're 14-4 in the ACC. West Virginia is 5-11, I think, in the Big 12. You play to win the game at the end of the day, to quote Denny Green. I don't care if they hang, we're close in some losses, right? That's not as significant to me as winning the actual game. So, all right, I will give some picks real quick. We got 3 college basketball games tonight. Like I said, the first one, North Carolina at Florida State. Florida State just had an insane win. They beat the Miami Hurricanes in Miami. That was Miami's first loss at home this season, and they were in control of their own destiny in the ACC. That opened the door for Pitt. This is a crazy line. UNC on the road is -8 at an improving Florida State team. UNC just got the big win over Virginia. They're still fighting for their tournament lives. Wow, 8 is such a huge number. I have to take Florida State +8 there in that spot, home dog. I think North Carolina still wins. Iowa State -5 against West Virginia. West Virginia just played really tight against Kansas. I know I just bashed them a little bit, but I think they have another close loss. It's what they do. They lose games. West Virginia +5. And then Baylor, Oklahoma State. The Pokes, another team that are on the bubble looking to make the tournament. That looks like a pick 'em at this point. I'm going to go with Baylor in that one. So 3 sick picks. Hopefully I do better than last week.
Yeah, man. Let the games begin. Like I said, I'm going to be heading to Indianapolis to meet the fellas, and you're heading to Pirate Spring Training. You know, sports are our life, and we love being able to have these guys on here and give you an inside look into maybe some future Steelers.
Just Homer? Yeah, Brian Hayes, 2-run shot.
Yeah, my God.
See, I'll give you guys a replay. Oh, it's a blast. Let's see another angle of that.
Amazing. I like your Ryan Shazier. You got that framed.
Okay, Brian, we need some power from him this year. Cower power.
Yeah, I would love some cower power. Miss that guy. Love Mike Tomlin, though. Hopefully we'll see him this weekend. This has been another episode of Steelers Crazy Sick Podcast. Like I said, we will be live, so make sure you follow all our socials down there, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you listen, wherever you get your information. We're going to be pumping stuff out all week from the NFL Combine. Here we go, Steelers. Mike Tomlin, we'll see you there. Sammy, Mike, Anello, JY, play it.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.